Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving straight into something absolutely fascinating: the hidden childhood roots behind 5 incredibly common, yet, let's be honest, deeply frustrating adult behaviors. If you've ever caught yourself wondering why certain emotional patterns just won't let go, or why you react to things the way you do, well, you're definitely in the right place. We are going to break down the exact psychology of why you do what you do. Let's get right into it.
Let me ask you this right off the bat. Why do small criticisms sometimes feel like massive personal attacks to you? Have you ever found yourself just completely derailed by a super minor piece of feedback? We're holding a mirror up to your own experiences today, because if that question hits close to home, the psychology we're about to uncover is going to be a real eye-opener.
These behaviors aren't random. They're survival strategies learned in childhood. Let that psychological weight truly land for a second. What you might view as a frustrating character flaw or maybe a personal weakness is actually just a learned coping mechanism. Your brain was doing exactly what it was supposed to do. It was trying to protect you.
So the crucial point here is understanding what a survival strategy actually is. Basically, it's a psychological coping mechanism developed in childhood to protect yourself when emotional support is missing, unpredictable, or conditional. Keep this definition firmly planted in your mind. It's the anchor for the whole shebang we're about to unpack together.
Okay, let's dive into this. We've got a clear roadmap for this explainer to understand these signs and how to overcome them. First, the constant validation loop. Second, difficulty trusting others. Third, chronic people-pleasing. Fourth, feeling unworthy of love. Fifth, the hyper-independent shield. And finally, number 6, rewiring your cautious brain.
Number 1, the constant validation loop. Do you replay a single negative comment in your head even after you've received like 10 amazing compliments? Do you find yourself constantly performing for others just to feel a temporary, fleeting sense of worth? It's an absolutely exhausting way to live. But why does it happen? Well, the root of this is often a childhood experience of never developing a stable sense of self-worth from the inside. When emotional support just isn't there, a child is quite literally forced to constantly look outward for reassurance. Fast forward to adulthood, and you see someone depending heavily on approval from others to feel amazing, or honestly, just to feel okay. That lack of early emotional support essentially wired this constant craving for external validation.
Section 2. Difficulty trusting others.
Do you spend hours decoding a simple text message, searching for some hidden sign that someone is secretly mad at you? It is completely draining to constantly expect disappointment from the people around you, isn't it? It's like you're always just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when early affection was missing, unpredictable, or conditional. Trust simply doesn't form naturally. The adult manifestation becomes overthinking relationships and constantly questioning people's real intentions. It's so vital to realize that staying distant isn't about you being a cold person. Rather, it's a learned belief that getting close to people inevitably leads to pain. Moving on to number 3, chronic people-pleasing. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Do you feel a massive wave of guilt every single time you try to set a simple boundary? Were you the good child who never caused any trouble? If so, think about how that childhood role directly impacts your ability to just say no today without feeling absolutely terrible about it. If a child discovers that being quiet, helpful, and agreeable is the only reliable way to get attention, the adult manifestation becomes this core belief that love has to be earned, usually by putting everyone else's needs before your own. This chronic people-pleasing is actually rooted in a deep underlying fear of rejection. You basically fear that if you aren't useful, you won't be loved.
Section 4. Feeling unworthy of love.
Consider this internal battle for a second. Why does a genuine compliment make you feel like a total fraud, or literally make you want to hide? This really highlights the massive internal conflict between receiving genuine adult affection and fundamentally feeling unworthy of it. It feels incredibly uncomfortable to be seen in a positive light when you just don't believe it yourself. This happens because those early experiences instilled a core belief that you are somehow just not good enough. And the adult manifestation? Rejecting those compliments, doubting genuine care, and even sabotaging healthy relationships. Even when someone genuinely cares about you, this deep-seated childhood belief makes you expect disappointment right when things start getting serious. You push them away to protect yourself before they can hurt you. Section 5. The hyper-independent shield. Do you pride yourself on doing it all alone while feeling secretly, deeply exhausted? If you're fiercely independent, if you rarely ask for help, and you tend to hide your struggles from the world, this one is directly speaking to you. Depending on others never felt safe.
If you couldn't rely on emotional support growing up, you learn to handle everything by yourself. You don't do it all alone because you're just naturally strong all the time. You do it because, for your cautious brain, depending on others, never felt safe. It's an armor you wear just to survive.
And finally, Section 6, Rewiring Your Cautious Brain.
Let's see how this all builds together. When we look at these 5 signs, constant validation seeking, the struggle to trust, chronic people-pleasing, feeling unworthy of love, and extreme independence, we see they aren't just isolated quirks. They are a unified system of self-protection. So how do we actually change this? Step 1, recognize these behaviors aren't random. Step 2, trace them back to those childhood survival strategies. And Step 3, use this new understanding to start making changes. Because these are learned habits, they can absolutely be unlearned. You are not permanently stuck. Your brain just needs new, safer inputs to rewire itself.
We're going to end today's explainer with a question for you to really chew on. You've spent years staying distant to avoid pain. Is it possible to let someone in now? Understanding why you do what you do is the very first step toward true healing. I hope this structured look at these survival strategies has given you some clarity and honestly the empowerment to start your journey forward. Keep reflecting, keep learning, and thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.